lads, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing another week of my championship predictions. This week I did absolutely terribly. My score will be up there again. I got 0. I got a bloody 0. I mean, I was close with a few. The Leeds-Stoke game's currently going on a minute, and I predicted a 2-0 win for Leeds in that one. But Leeds have, just 5 minutes ago scored their third, so now that's out the window. That was my only hope to actually get one right. So let's get into reviewing the rest of the games. The first game in the midweek was between Nottingham Forest and Fulham at the City Ground. Between both these sides are pushing for the playoff spots and hopefully getting that chance to get to the Premier League. For this one, I predicted a 1-1 draw, and I got close as Fulham won the game 1-0 with a goal just on the stroke of half-time through Harry Arter, securing them the 3 points against promotion rivals Forest. The next game was the London derby at Griffin Park between Brentford and Charlton. For this one, I predicted a 4-0 win for Brentford. I got the result correct. Brentford ended up winning this one 2-1. Charlton took a surprise lead after 8 minutes through Macaulay Bonne, but then a late penalty from Said Benrahma on the 75th minute levelled it for Brentford, and then Ethan Pinnock won them the game late on in the 85th minute to secure all 3 points and put those 3 points towards the promotion push for Brentford. The next game was at Kenilworth Road between two relegation-threatened sides in Luton and Barnsley. Both those teams occupy the bottom 2 spots in the Championship. For this one, I predicted a 1-0 away win for Barnsley, as I thought they were a stronger side than Luton. But this was put out the window after 13 minutes when Luke Berry gave Luton Town the lead. But then it took till the 84th minute for Barnsley to equalise through Apo Halm, who scored in the 84th minute to give Barnsley a draw. And at least from Barnsley's point of view, at least they got something out of the game, which is important when you're down near the bottom of the table. Next game was at the Madejski Stadium between Reading and Huddersfield. For this one, I predicted a 2-1 win for Reading, as I thought they'd be on real high after smashing Luton 5-0 last time out. For this one, it was the game really never got up to speed, really, compared to the other game which Reading were in against Luton when they won 5-0, as this one ended as a boring 0-0 draw. The next game was at the Cardiff City Stadium between Cardiff and Blackburn. For this one, I predicted a 1-1 draw, but I was quite far out with this one as Blackburn ended up coming through and winning 3-2. Will Vaulks put Cardiff ahead in the 14th minute, and then Danny Graham equalised in the 22nd before Glatzel put Cardiff ahead just before the break on the 41st minute. Straight after the break, though, Blackburn hit back and equalised through Osai Samuel, I think it is. But then Adam Armstrong finished off the game for Blackburn in the 70th minute, scoring them their winner and securing them 3 points. The next game took place at the Den between Millwall and Middlesbrough. For this one, I thought this was going to be a bit of a boring game, a 0-0 draw. Both teams hadn't scored many goals recently in their recent games, but that was shown through the first half as it was 0-0 at half-time, and both goals for Middlesbrough did come in the second half as they came and won 2-0. Assombalonga put them ahead just before the 70th minute on 68 minutes, and then Ashley Fletcher wrapped up the 3 points for them in the 87th minute, tucking away a penalty. The next game took place at the Hawthorns between West Brom and Derby County. For this one, I predicted a 3-2 win for West Brom, as I thought it was going to be quite an exciting game between two sides who've scored a lot of goals recently. Unfortunately, I got the result correct, but not the scoreline correct, as West Brom pulled through and won 2-0. Grady Dean Garner gave them the lead after 11 minutes, and then Dara O'Shea wrapped up the 3 points for them in the 76th minute, securing West Brom an important 3 points if they are going to stay in the automatic promotion places. The next game took place at Ashton Gate between Bristol City and Hull City. For this one, I thought Hull, they were going to win this one 2-1. as Bristol had been on quite a long losing streak and on a bad streak of form. However, Bristol proved me wrong and ended that long losing streak by winning 2-1. They took the lead through Giju in the 41st minute, and then Jamie Patterson extended their lead to 2-0 in the 53rd minute. Jordy Devige gave Hull hope on the hour mark, but it wasn't enough as Bristol managed to hold on and secure big 3 points, winning this one 2-1. The next match took place at the DW Stadium between financially troubled Wigan and QPR. Wigan, despite being in all this mess with going into administration and stuff, they did manage to win this one 1-0 through Kiefer Moore, who scored in the 33rd minute, continuing their good form. I think last week when they did lose to Brentford, I think that, I wouldn't call it a blip, but I think they just stumbled because Brentford, they are a good side and they're on a good run of form themselves. This is another game that I didn't predict correctly though, as I predicted a 2-0 win for Wigan, and I'm just a bit disappointed that they didn't manage to get a second goal after scoring inside the first half, but it's a huge 3 points for Wigan, really. If they do get a points deduction, this is going to help them to get away from those relegation spots. To the final Wednesday game, and it was at Hillsborough between Wednesday and Preston. This was just a really frustrating game as a Wednesday fan. We took the lead in the 58th minute through Jacob Murphy, fully deserved. But then Scott Sinclair pegged us back in the 78th minute. And then the real controversy of the game came around the 85th minute when I think we had a corner or free kick or something, and Borna headed it in. And from what I'm thinking, it was a completely fair goal, but the linesman gave, I think, a foul for something. I don't know what. And on the officials' point of view, again, another terrible decision from these EFL refs. And then that really just bit us back, didn't it? As Stockley, who should have been sent off twice after he elbowed Borna and Palmer, he put Preston ahead in the 87th minute, and then Brad Potts secured them the win on the 90th minute on a counter-attack. For this one, I predicted a 2-0 win for Wednesday, which I think I'm not going to blame it on the refs, because we can't blame everything on the refs, but I guess, yeah, I don't know what else to say, but again, another frustrating performance, really, from Wednesday and the refs in reality. Moving on to the last game of these midweek games and this game week, and it was at Ellen Road between Leeds and Stoke, which just finished about 5-10 minutes ago. For this one, I predicted a 2-0 win for Leeds, but I got the result correct again, like many of the games this game week. But I did not get the scoreline correct. Leeds ended up absolutely hammering Stoke 5-0, which is a complete contrast for them in results from last week after they beat Barnsley 4-0. Leeds took the lead after 45 minutes. A penalty from Matthias Klick put them ahead just before half-time. And then Helder Costa doubled that lead just after half-time on 47 minutes. Liam Cooper extended that lead to 3 on 57. Pablo Hernandez scored on 72 minutes. And then Patrick Bamford put the icing on top of the cake in the 90th minute, scoring Leeds' 5th goal. Moving on to the part of the video where we go through the championship table, as we do at the end of every game week. Starting off at the top of the table, Leeds have gone top. They are on 81 points. Just a point behind them in second is West Brom. Third is Brentford on 75. Fourth, Fulham on a reasonable amount of 73 points. Fifth is Forest on 68. Sixth is Cardiff on 64. Seventh is Swansea on 63. Eighth is Preston on 61. Ninth is Derby on 61 also. 10th is Blackburn on 59. 11th is Millwall on 59. 12th is Bristol City on 58. 11th is Reading on 53. 14th QPR on 53, 15th Wigan on 53, 16th is Wednesday on 52, then they have a 3-point gap down to 17th and Birmingham who are on 49, 18th Middlesbrough on 47, 19th Huddersfield on 47 also, 20th is Charlton on 46, 21st is Stoke on 46 also, in 22nd is Hull on 45, in 23rd is Barnsley on 42. And in the last place of the table, as like last week, in 24th place is Luton Town on 41 points. And that wraps up the table after this game week. Like a Hellcat.